All right, so this is me just in ZBrush for about maybe 5 or 10 minutes, starting to sculpt out the grasshopper's face. And so I'm basically just using the build up tool and so forth, building out this scene, pinching in parts and so forth. So I'm just want to show you what you can do in about 5 minutes. Again, is very, very big, broad strokes. Kind of want to sketch it in. Again, it takes time. Your first model is going to look horrible. It's going to, it takes a lot of time to get used to ZBrush. So let it flow naturally. Just sketch it out like you would sketch a drawing in drawing class. So just take it, time with it, evolve. It's going to take a while to get used to the interface. Don't get frustrated. Just try your best. Again, I'm going to stop here and then open this back up and show you how to open up a ZTL file. So once we do save this, you can save it as basically a ZTL file, and you can see where I left it before, a .ztl. That's how you want to save your files. You don't want to go up here and go document save as. That's the wrong way to do it. You want a .ztl file. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel it. I'm actually going to quit ZBrush. I'm not going to, maybe I'll save what I have just in case. So we're going to go to 2 and hit save. All right, so I'm going to quit, or let's see if we can open. I'm just going to quit. And my computer is about to explode. It's running really, really hot. But I wanted to show you kind of where I got in really quickly, and then we'll rinse and repeat and show you where this all came from. All right, so again, bring up your images, and I'm starting with the head because it's kind of a simple, basic shape. And once you get the idea of how to shape this, then this will become easier and easier as you go down the road. Again, this is going to take a lot of time, maybe 10 hours of sculpting. So sit back and really relax and enjoy it. Again, your first model is going to be kind of rough. So again, I'm going to go ahead and open up my ZBrush again. Open up your image. Make sure you have a nice side view. You can bring this into ZBrush, but I want you guys to kind of get used to just kind of sculpting on your own and not having any tools inside of it. So we're going to go ahead and load the tool, and we'll go back to my first ZBrush Grasshopper, hit open. And it's just like what we did when we imported it in. You select it, bring it in, and immediately we go up to edit, okay? If you go try to hit one of these buttons, it just won't work. You have to quit ZBrush all over. So hit edit, just get into that habit, and again, shift to snap into that side view. All right, and so far I am just using the mouse to kind of navigate. It takes me a long time because it's like every 6 months I will get into ZBrush for my own research projects, and then I forgot how to use it. So get used to kind of jumping back and forth, and then you'll get better and better with the tablet. All right, so one of the first things I want to tackle is just start sketching out some things on the form. Right now, again, we have it on standard tool, and again, we want to make sure that little red dot is tracing on the other side so we have symmetry, and again, that's X. Make sure that is doing symmetry, and if you start sculpting without X on, start the whole process over because your model is already not symmetrical. All right, so we've got this on. We've got this huge brush size, 64. So sometimes that's good to use with the move tool, just for proportions, but we already did that with our box modeling. So you can either hit S. Sometimes S will bring up your draw size, and you can sculpt it down. So I would do like a 2 or 3, and we're going to start sculpting out, not sculpting, just adding some edges in there. And it's just like drawing. So you can screw up, you can always go back and redo this. All right, so what I'm looking at, I don't know if you can see my cursor, is just kind of start creating some silhouette lines, and then we're going to start building it up, okay? Again, you can't screw it up, you can always undo, and so don't feel like whatever lines that you're putting down are the final. Again, if you're using your tablet, if you're having to scooch over, you don't have your driver set up correctly. So what we're going to do is, with our standard, just get used to using the keyboard. Again, this is not Maya, so this is a little bit more trickier to grab. So I'm hitting Option, and that will actually push in. So if I don't have Option selected, you'll see it protrudes out. So we don't want to do that. So I'm going to hit Command Z, or you can go up to this little bar and go backwards in time. All right, again, you have to go over to the edge to kind of rotate it. And so you're going to have to get used to that, because if you rotate on the form, all right, so I'm just kind of drawing. Just get used to kind of sketching out some rough lines. It's going to look like an old man in a second, or old person. All right, so I'm just starting to create some lines that I'm going to start working on. All right, so we want these hard edges where basically this right here, we're trying to create some, and we're going to bulge this eye out later. All right, but we just want some nice silhouette lines to start with. So we're going to start creating this. We're going to go straight down. Okay, again, I'm hitting Option to push in. All right, and again, just treat it like a drawing. You don't have to like, oh my God, this is looking horrible. You can hit Shift and undo all this. All right, so I'm splitting that right there. I'm going to split it again up here. Again, with your pencil or your stylus, just make sure you're not hitting that home button, which is absolutely annoying for me because I never use it. So just go ahead and just keep creating these lines. You're just kind of sketching on the form. It's going to go all the way through. And then we're going to start building it up using the clay buildup. I'm going to keep looking up here. I'm going to notice it's cracked all the way up here. So I hit my Alt and just keep going all the way up. Okay, follow some of that geometry that we already set for. Dig in a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and start create maybe this. All right, and I'm moving over to my Move tool here to zoom in around my antenna. And I actually use my mouse to do that. Sometimes it's easier for me to use my mouse. I don't like using my stylus because I'm not professional yet. Give me a month or two doing this for 30 or 40 hours, get used to it. But right now, I feel like a novice all over again, even though I've been doing this for well over 15 years or so. All right, so basically we're just creating some simple lines. And again, you don't have to worry about it being perfect. I can hit Shift and blur this all together in a second. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to start showing you how to use some clay buildup tools. So if we click on our brushes, we can go up to clay buildup. And I'm going to go ahead and start building up some of these faces. All right, you see that my size is pretty small, so I'm going to go ahead and start bringing this up even bigger than that. All right, use my stylus and start building this up around that edge. And again, the reason why we put those lines down is so we can start building up these edges. So I've got a pretty small brush right now. Okay, and we want these kind of crevices to kind of show up here. All right, just keep going back to your drawings, and I use Apple Tab or Command Tab if you're on a PC. All right, we've got it pretty rough looking here. And I'll build up this nose area here. All right, and you can hold your Shift and smooth this out. All right, so we build it up, kind of just like with clay. It's exactly what the name is, clay buildup. And just keep building it up. It's going to be very organic. You can go really far out with this because we have like subdivisional 6 on this. My computer's screaming, so hopefully you didn't go up to 6 or 7 on your subdivisional, because it's My computer's barely handling it, and it's brand new. All right, so I was hitting shift that whole time accidentally, and just keep building it up. Holding down my shift. All right, so I'm gonna work on the eyes. Look a little weird. Okay, holding down my shift. Maybe I'm gonna go up a little bit on this brush size. On this eyeball. Hold down my shift. Keep holding it up. Try to kind of get an organic look. Holding down shift. I keep hitting shift down, sorry. You want to just build it up. The build up is natural, and then shift is smooth. Alright, so just gonna keep kind of building up, try to get it smooth as possible. And I'm building it up, I'm not holding down shift yet. Alright, and then I'm gonna hold down shift at the very end. Try your best to get it smooth. Just keep holding down shift and see it getting smoother and smoother. Alright, looks pretty good. And so we're starting to get some hard lines in here. I'll go ahead into this nose area. I'm going to do a few things and then we're going to stop because I know this is getting long. But again, you can watch. Don't have to follow me step by step. But I think for this one, I would try to follow as close as possible. And we're going to go up on this size. Again, you can hit S. Sometimes it doesn't work for me. Hold down S and then go up on the size a little bit. And I'm going to kind of build this up around it. Again, I'm using my clay buildup, not my standard tool. Hold down shift. And again, we're just building this up. And I'm going to go up on my brush size. It's really tiny for. Okay, it'll look awful. It doesn't matter. You can always hit shift and then smooth this out. All right, I'm just kind of building it up. And also I can hit alt and push this stuff in. All right, so basically we're making kind of a nostril area. Go ahead and build this out here. All right, looks pretty awful, doesn't it? All right, so I'm gonna go up to a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to hold my shift and just kind of smooth this out. Okay, we're just kind of building up, basically terrain for this, all right? So just keep building this up. And then shift, all right? And the more you hit it, shift, it'll actually go all the way back to original. All right, so you can start to see some shapes and some outlines of this. Again, you're trying to create a strong silhouette of this character. I'm going to zoom out. Okay, I'll try to see if I can get, there we go. Hold that shift. We'll hold it into that mode. Again, I'm going to try to zoom in just on that face. Again, always go back and forth to that picture. So we really need to push that nose in, and then we need to pinch this nose. So I want to stop it here. I want to show you how to use your move tool, how to go down from shift D to get from this high detail to a lower detail so we can start using the move tool. All right, so I'm going to stop there. There's a lot to go over still. I'll probably get up to maybe the legs and so forth on the next go round.